Well, welcome to the AFCON under-17 qualifying tournament. It is the two teams of Group C. South Africa are up against the Comoros. But when we look at the South African team that warmed up a little bit earlier before the match, we got to see some exciting players full of creativity. You can see on the faces of many that this match means so much more than what is at stake. This is a tournament where ordinary is turned into extraordinary. This is where it starts at the international competition. So some lovely touches that we got to see earlier on, and players in a menacing mood. It all comes to this as 3 points is up for grabs for both nations, and we'll look at some devastating players. Emil Woodboy, Selwyn Stevens, Simpiwe Gondo, Landiso Khadebe. Well, that is the team of South Africa that came out looking to have a lot of fun. But we look and we've introduced to you the two teams that do battle with a 33% or 33 degrees weather out there. It is lovely and sunny, and we confirm the venue. It is the UJ A.W. Muller Stadium. It is crunch time for both coaches. The Under-17 Cup of Nations COSAFA qualifier. This is the 4th time that this tournament serves as a qualifier for the continental final tournament. Flag bearers making their way onto the park, leading the teams before getting onto the field, and what a memorable occasion. South Africa, as we see in the South African flag being hoisted up there with those youngsters that will cherish this moment for years to come. The Comoros, on the other hand, a team absolutely determined to make sure that today they try and create an upset. It's a real battle. It is an opportunity to make sure that these players that are on display go on to reach greater heights. That is the match ball for today's encounter. And the capital of Comoros being Moroni. And this is a country known for their wonderful tropical islands out near Madagascar. A beautiful country to celebrate as we welcome one and all to South Africa, to this wonderful tournament that was to be hosted out in Mozambique. But stripped of the hosting rights due to the ongoing protests out in Mozambique. But South Africa was there to step in and assist. COSAFA flag hosted highly. CAF Confederation flag hosted equally as high. The teams occupying their position. We will have the national anthems of both these countries.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we all please stand for the national anthem, starting with Comoros. And now the national anthem of South Africa.
A moment to cherish. The time has come for South Africa and Comoros to do battle. We have a look at the lineup put up by the respective coaches. No changes for South Africa from their previous lineup. Hadebe remains in goal. Mkhunu in the defense. Bokotsi, Maraletse, Stevens, Witboy, Mlondo Bohloko, Mlangeni, and Mzimbela. When you look at the bench, capable and able. For the Comoros, spotting 3 changes. Kalen, Fasfidine, and Muimala. Those are the players to look out for. In goal, Khalid, as well as Murad. Yazid and Yanis are also the 2 players up front that are expected to bang in the goal. But if you need to make sure that you have a look at the bench, they are, again, showing a lot of depth. Here's Team South Africa. They call them Amajimbos. And this is the lineup that is going to ensure that they bang in those goals. They won their previous match against a very, very determined Botswana side by a handful of goals, 4 goals to none. Stevens, Witboy, Bohloko, and Maraletse scoring in that encounter. No reply from Botswana. And when you look at the opposition, they played to a goalless draw, looking to get their first goal in today's match. And 0-0 it was against Mauritius. These are your officials for today. It's Mswechitama of Namibia, Caesar, as well as Dorcas Oduletsi of Botswana. 4th official is Notando Boisile Kumane. So, when they say the battle lines are drawn, this is it. The stadium very well prepared, and the youngsters out there, this will be a blistering match. They come in with a lot of creativity. They are expected to enjoy themselves, as Coach Veli Kumalo will tell you. This is our identity. This is a South African identity. Coach Yusuf Samirdin will also be telling you that this team, with 100% of their players playing in France, will want to cause the biggest upset of the tournament. It is the Comoros that get us started in the white uniform, attacking from the right to the left of your screen. South Africa, the familiar uniform of the yellow jerseys, green shorts and green stockings, and they are a team that is scoring from the left to the right. It was a blistering start in the previous match for South Africa, getting onto the score sheet as early as the 6th minute, a penalty conceded by Botswana. But in today's encounter, Comoros says, we've done our job, our work is ready to be delivered on the field, as that ball just skids into the air. It's a bounce, and we get to look at a limping Salvin Stevens, who was just stamped on. And you got to look at Ahmed Al-Marine, who is the player that is guilty of just stamping on the feet of Salvin Stevens. referee talking to Madi Oimala. This is the earlier incident, and you can see the clipping there on the feet. Didn't even compete for that a challenge. Ball being hacked away very quickly. Hamid Yunus, a man who plays his football for ASPT in Marseille. South Africa will knock this ball about, but we see patience. Nkunu on the left-hand side, looking for Mlondo. Mlondo will take his time, delivers a delightful ball, but intercepted by the captain, Noah. Tebogo Mahlangeni. Ball being rotated backwards to Bukamuso. Sive Palmer. There is a calm about the South African side. Bukamuso plays for Kaizer Chiefs as Bukamuso. Ball out to the left-hand side. Nkunu playing a short pass in search of Spiwe Mlondo. And down goes Mlondo. Junior, no foul. The guilty player just clipping the ankles of Spiwe Mlondo. Mamelodi Sundowns player is Simpiwe. Free kick to South Africa. Junior Nafal, guilty in these early stages of the match to try and break up play, as a free kick is awarded to Amajimbos. Plotting, ploying, looking at a way to break the wall that is led by Yazid Al-Marine. Ball delivered. Keeper gets to see it towards the end, and is unhappy with his defense. Didn't see it until late. That ball bouncing, and eventually he goes out of the field with the ball, and hence it's a corner to Amajimbos. Selwyn Stevens to take the corner. A player that is so much talked about. Selwyn also is on the books of Mamelodi Sundowns, very stalky, full of pace. Selwyn, one of the players who is a revelation and being spoken of in the football circles. Simpiwe Mlondo in the goal mouth, making himself a nuisance in that defense. The referee, Mshwe Tama, will have his hands full. Selwyn waits to take the corner. Busy in the box. There's a lot of players that are making movements, and the referee had to come in and just restore a bit of calm. Corner taken, delivered in the box, followed through, and not getting a good connection, but the ball is still in motion. Back Selwyn, taken back to all the way to Mlangeni. Mlangeni brings in Nkunu. South Africa very patient. Nkunu gets the return ball, and available to assist this ball going forward is Mzimela. Mzimela switches play onto the right-hand side. Sive Palmer of Cape Town City. It is a lovely no-look pass. Sive Palmer is slightly pickpocketed as that ball just goes out for a throw-in. Comoros deal with that effectively, send a long ball. Not that many players that are in the advanced position. South Africa playing pretty much with the high line. Sive, he'll keep his foot on the ball. His coaches will tell you, talk to the ball, keep the comfort, keep the composure. Bukamutsu, Nkunu, Mlondo, looking for the return pass. Keeps his foot on the ball. It's not easily dispossessed. Keeper comes out, makes a hash of it. South Africa get to the opening goal. It's Selwyn Stevens. An easy put away for Selwyn Stevens. A mistake made by the goalkeeper. And it is brothers in arms. They get together in a huddle, and then the celebrations begin. This is what the youth football is about. Allow the creativity. Have a look at the delightful ball. Keeper could not get hold of that. Something that looked very easy, and Khalid makes a hash of it. And it is Selwyn Stevens who gets the early goal, and almost a similar time as that of the previous encounter. It was Stevens scoring in the 6th minute a penalty. This goal will allow South Africa's Amajimbos to settle into some sort of rhythm. So we have a look at Comoros. Could this be the wake-up call? Pressing from the front, and mistakes being forced on the Comoros defense, and ultimately hacking that ball away. Quickly taken, Sive. Mzimela brings in Maraletse. Maraletse brings in Palmer. Palmer plays it back, this time to Bukamoso. Also switching play, good control. And again, we got a call onto the players up front. That's Mukad Murad, who's making sure that South Africa does not get into another advanced position. Ball on the ground. Sive picks his head up, can play Selwyn. Selwyn does well to try and thread through that ball, but it is a busy Saeed who's been held back by Selwyn. Down onto the ground, Ahmed Al-Amin is the player that is brought down, and Selwyn just apologizing to the bench, breaking up play, intercepted by Amajimbos. It's a battle in the midfield. It is a battle in the midfield. Tempers will have to be put to caution. Asking for the ball is Kamuhelo. Kamuhelo in that midfield is the danger player. Coming in with a 4-2-3-1 formation is the Amajimbos, and being held back. Looks like the assignment, the instructions is very clear. They will hold back Neo Uhloko because he has the creativity. He is the player that is in the heartbeat of South Africa's midfield. Player bundled down onto the ground. It's going to be that busy afternoon for the referee. A yellow card, this time awarded to Abu Chakor Yazid. He gets into the referee's book very early into this match. A yellow card for Abdul Chakor Yazid. And this is the reason why he's got the yellow card. Tebogo Mlangeni is the player that was taking him on, and he didn't like any bit of that. Abu Chakor Yazid, down he goes. But Tebogo Mlangeni is being investigated. The signals are there to the bench to say all is well. He'll be up and about. There's a bit of frustration. So we have a look at the challenges that have come in from the Comoros. They've really tried to disrupt the South African play. That is the challenge from behind. That could have been a red card. I've seen some dangerous challenges like that, tackling the player from the back, coming in the side as well, and just landing on the calf. Absolutely clear indication of being disruptors in this particular match. South Africa's momentum is concerning for the Comoros. Comoros will come in with a very balanced 4-4-2. Yanis Yazid, Kalen Nwafal Morad in that midfield. South Africa on the ball. It's Sive. Sive plays with the Kamuhelo. Bukamoso. Mukokosi. Mlondo. Ball kept in play. Nkunu continued, and the goalkeeper just did well to close his angle. He knows that he needs to just pick his head up from the earlier mistake. Lovely ball that's knocked into the opposition half and protected all the way to goalkeeper Lwandiso. Another challenge, another push this time, Yazid. And Yazid is on a yellow card, and he is trading rather Cautiously, the referee giving the free kick. He's got to be careful, this man, Abdul Chakor Yazid. And I'm sure the referee will have his hands full this afternoon. It's ball in the middle of the park. It's forced backwards in search of a patient build-up. Comoros gets the return pass from Kamugelo. Goes to the left-hand side. This time finds Mlangeni. Mlangeni is forced backwards to bring in Mzimela. Mzimela and Comoros together, the two centre-backs. Good communication between the two players. One playing for Kaizer Chiefs, Comoros, and Mzimela playing for the British Football Academy, Selwyn Stevens. Looking for spaces that are available. We have all players in white in a defensive mode. They protecting their goal mouth, but defense was bridged in as early as 6 minutes. Here's Selwyn on the ball, laying it back to Kamugelo. Quickly releasing the ball to Mlangeni. Mlangeni goes out to his right-hand side. Support play by Mlondo. Quick 1-2 by Mlondo. In the box, playing it on the edge of the box. Strike taken and away. It is the Comoros who tidy it up. Giving chase is Yazid. 1-0 is the scoreline to South Africa. They come back this time with loads more of in the attacking position. Mlondo out to the left-hand side. First touch important. Mlondo brings in Mzimela. Bukamusu. Good turn, Selwyn. There's another player down out of your picture, playing a lot of fouls off the ball, being kicked by the defense. Witbooi, Emil Witbooi is on the ground. He was on the receiving end of a tackle, even though he doesn't have the ball. This game, we're going to be very fortunate should we have 11 players completing this match in 90 minutes. We could be seeing a red card in this match. As Witbooi walking rather gingerly. Cape Town City player, Emil Witbooi. Some good skill. Comoros eventually being outnumbered. South Africa being able to stretch that ball out and use the full width of the pitch. Mzimela. Mokokosi is available, but Mzimela gets the return ball. Sive, Cape Town City player, out to the right. Selwyn Stevens plays it back. Good movement off the ball, on the ball. Here is Kamugelo. Chasing shadows, looking to gain possession. Just losing out as a Simpiwe Mlondo. South Africa win it back, but it is the lanky frame of Yazid who's taken down. This time a free kick. Want to take it very quickly. Free kick. So we have a look at that free kick coming out of the two players. In between the two players, it's Saeed Fasibdin. As guilty as they come, Phumlani Mchunu says, no, I just had to stop that play. They shouldn't get into any rhythm. 15 minutes gone. South Africa 1, Comoros 0. Free kick, switch to the right-hand side. And that's a ball that was asking a little too much of Saeed. On the edge of the box is Pukamusu, switching to the right. Sive has the ball. He's got acres of room to attack. Available is Kamugelo. Plays the 1-2 with the Palmer. Selwyn Stevens. Drawing in Mohamed Yanis. This time, Comoros are more concerned about their defensive blocks and their defensive half. In no hurry. One long ball, they build up, knock it about, and then send a long ball forward, looking for Nell, a Kaizer Chiefs player. Goalkeeper Khalid has got some lovely range, but that ball to no man's land. Goalkeeper playing rather dangerously, but showing some composure. South Africa with another attack. Spaces opening up. Selwyn is available. Ball played back as Sive had to backtrack. Another challenge this time. It is Musa Yazid. This game, referee needs to get a hold of this game. Need to be very careful right now. Scenes that we don't want to see in South Africa, or on the football pitch at that. This is a very highly charged match. Not played in good spirit. Well, this is the moment. Player being knocked out, Musa Yazid. And you see Sive reacting and responding to that, but being very provocative is the use of Yazid. He gets into the referee's book. Another yellow card. This is in the 17th minute, and that will throw a little bit of caution. Referee wants the players to restore some calm. Kamuhela brings in Mkhunu on the left-hand side. It is a South African side that has definitely come in with confidence. Sive Palmer. Ball in and around the center circle on the halfway line. White jerseys are all in that defensive third. It's going to make it rather difficult to get into those spaces. Falling, losing his footing, trying to work on the minds. Murad, that's the player there, just losing out and losing his footing is Simpiwe Mlondo, Mamelodi Sundowns player, and showing a little bit of irritation. Mkhunu on the ball. Sive Palmer. It is Bokamoso Mokokosi. Need to be very sensible. You need the captain to play with some calm, as South Africa's ball rotation at this moment is very impressive. In no hurry to attack. Patient they are in this build-up. The combinations coming in. Selwyn on the ball. Going to the left-hand side, finding Emil Witboy. Witboy brings in Bokamoso. The movement, absolutely marvel to watch from South Africa. Good one touch into space. The Comoros, who appear very switched on here in the latter stages, are the quick feed of Neo Buhloko, and ultimately losing out, but it falls for a South African jersey. Bokamutsu looking at the space created by Sive. Selwyn sells a dummy. This time the goalkeeper in command does well to pick it up. 20 minutes on the clock. South Africa 1, Comoros 0. Dominance in the midfield. Good interplay. Kamuhelo. And to the right-hand side, finds Selwyn Stevens. Stevens brings it to Sive Palmer, Cape Town City player. It is 3 groups that we have in this tournament, with 4 countries each, or 4 teams each. Missing from this tournament is Madagascar and the Seychelles to complete 14 teams that are playing in the COSAFA region. Kamuhelo just runs out of room, takes his eye off the ball momentarily, and that is a turnover ball to the Comoros. Ahmed Al Amin is the player to take the throw in for the Comoros. Ahmed. First touch, a little heavy for Yazid. Right in front of the referee. Now Mutloko is brought down, running rather gingerly. His opposite number, Junior Nawal, is guilty on that occasion, but the referee just allows play to continue. Wakamut. Salwin trying to draw out the defense that is pinned in the back four. 1-2, Kamukhelo playing with Salwin. Another effort to draw out Comoros. Emil Witboy. Wakamutu Mokokos. Kamukhelo plays, guts the return ball as Kamukhelo. A little strong and tidied up by Mnemoi. If anything, the Comoros have come out with a very defensive strategy into this match. Will want to make it rather difficult for the South African side to penetrate them easily. They need a win to make something of Group C. South Africa poised with 3 points, Comoros with 1 point, and that is due to a draw that they played against Mauritius, goalless in fact. So South Africa looked very set to maybe advance into the semi-finals. Just to also remind you that it is the winner of each group that will go through, plus the second best finisher pinned into the half. It's going to take something special from South Africa to navigate their way from a very clustered defense. Goal kick. The last time South Africa hosted the tournament, it was won by Zambia. South Africa won the tournament and Zambia were runners-up. Chases on. Push there from Musa Yazid. Very moment to see Comoros in the South African half. Pushed up. Musa just forcing his way up front. Ball being left, and it will be Al Amin to take the throw in. He seems to be the player responsible for the throw-ins. Yazid, way by South Africa in the defense, picked up by Mohammed Yanis. Sliding challenge by Mohammed, but it's kept in play. Last touch was of a white jersey. Turnover ball to South Africa. Junior Nafal. Sive. Keeping the ball, in no hurry to release it. Forcing the opposition to dig deep into a different plan as Emil Witboy plays it with the Kamukhelo. It's been a lot of off-the-ball incidents that the referee will be reliant on his assistants. That is Caesar and Dorcas. Sowen. No hurry. When they get into that attacking third, South Africa will rotate the ball, and if there's no space, go all the way back, looking for Bukamusa as well as Kayaletu. Coming out of sticky situations, tight situations. So you'll definitely be seeing the short passing play, not wanting to give the ball away. Creating a bit of frustration. Here's the attack with much pace. Ball being separated there by the woodwork. Goalkeeper getting a hand in. Strike was taken, packed with venom. And that came in from a very determined Nawa Butloko. That's the ball. Picked his spot, looked for space. Bushoko on the money. Keeper got a save, got a hand to it, and couldn't do much of the ball, just trickling over the line. Corner flag is being abused there as the assistant referee tries to keep it in a upright position. Selwyn Stevens deliver another cross. This is second corner being taken by Selwyn Stevens, the Mamelodi Sundowns player. Goalkeeper Khalid will have to be very careful of how to handle this high ball. Ball in the air and headed back. It was pretty close, and the referee is allowing a water break for the players out there. It's a scorcher. We're talking about any temperatures above 27 degrees are deserving of that. We have a look at the corner. It was nicely poised in the air, and the goalkeeper was beaten in that moment, and so was Simpiwe Mlondo, who had to be careful of the woodwork, the upright, coming to the rescue, and oh, the cooling break you're getting to see. That's Shuaib Walters, the goalkeeper coach. Shuaib Walters, former Santos player, that's the earlier ball where the keeper made a mistake, and Selwyn just appreciated that error and got South Africa on the mark very early in this match. The celebrations of the young players, and this is the creativity. This is what you love seeing in football. You really want the players to go out there and enjoy themselves. Right now, it's time to hydrate. It is also an opportunity for Coach Veli Kumalo to get a few instructions. It is 33 degrees. That is pretty much a belter, and 20% humidity, enough to ask for more than one break, and I'm sure they will be provided. Who's that man in your picture? Thabo Mngomeni. You will remember him playing for Orlando Pirates. Thabo Mngomeni playing for Cape Town Spurs. And go further back, you go to Mtata Pushbacks. Oh, what a midfielder. Thabo Mngomeni still looking good, and that's what you want to see your former players. When you look at that South African bench, blessed with talent, I'm spotting Renelwe Lutsolanyana, a former midfield maestro who played his football, most of his football, for Kaizer Chiefs. Ball played from the back. Khalid brings in Mnemoy. Mnemoy was unfortunate in this case. Is it payback time, as Mohamed Yanis is flat on his face, or on his tummy, being pushed in the back. He's up and about. That's Mohamed Yanis. Nemoy Noah. All the way to goalkeeper Hadebe. "30 minutes, 1-0 in favor of South Africa." This is a team they call Amajimbos. Hustled is Pumlani Mkunu, but does well to find the space to release that ball to Bukamusu, who finds himself quite interested in launching an attack as that ball being rotated backwards instead. Wall pass as Kamukela also is being called in. Mlondo, Selwyn. There's Selwyn Stevens, as Sunrex Havertz looking for the quick 1-2, but stifled in that moment and forced backwards. Deboho Langeni brings Simpiwe into the equation. Available is Kamogelo. Maraletse. Maraletse, it's a decent ball. Finding Sive. What does he do with this moment? Plays it and tries to get it into the big box, but instead it goes outside. Selwyn, push backwards. Good control. A strike from distance. Hot as they like this time. The keeper deflects it, takes a bit of pressure off it, and is comfortable with the pickup. This time, Murad is the player that looks like is on the receiving end. In actual fact, it's not Murad, it's Musa. %100% of these players are playing their football out in France. There's not a single player playing their football in the Comoros. Well, if you want to travel to the Comoros, R1, just R1, is 25 or almost 26 Comorian francs. So that ball eventually shepherded into touch. The lanky Abdul Chakoyazid is the outlet in that attacking third of the Comoros. South Africa keep the ball. Tebogo finds Selwyn. Just losing possession to a very, very determined side, though, and the keeper this time is going to cause his coach on the bench to have a heart attack. That's some close moments indeed. Hypertension. You can see the coach with a bit of a smile, and I think they've done well to frustrate South Africa to this particular point, just restricting them to the one goal. With the amount of possession dominating in almost all the areas of the park is South Africa. Quite comfortable to say we're not going to compete with South Africa's dominance, but what we're going to do is frustrate them. We're going to force them to play the ball quicker than expected. We're going to force them out of our defensive area as Selwyn comes through. Good feet, happy feet. Again, waltzing away is Mlongo. Selwyn, ball in the air. Still looking to maybe walk that ball in, and perhaps what Comoros want to do is restrict South Africa to the long balls, shooting from distance, because they're not moving out. When we're talking about parking the bus, this is what it is. Force backwards. You need a plan B in this moment. Maybe force the keeper, as one can see that his handling is a bit questionable. That is goalkeeper Mlengo Khalid giving chase, but that's a little bit too much for Abdul Chako. Chako was full of running. You can see he's struggling in the heat. 33 degrees is what it is out here. Absolutely wonderful moment. A game that is captivating millions in the world. This is where it all starts for a number of players who have gone on to ply their trade at international level across the oceans. Here's Selwyn, pickpocketed, and coming away with it is Musa Yazid. Musa finds himself face down, quick to offer. His hand is Kamogelo Maraletse, the Mamelodi Sundowns midfielder. When you're looking at Tebogo, Kamogelo, and Emil, those are the three creative players. But when you're looking at that moment, just, you know, a bit sneaky from Kamogelo. Just had to stop the Comoros from the attack. that many clear-cut chances have presented themselves. South Africa with 2 corners. Selwyn Stevens, the one was quite delightful to see as the woodwork came to the rescue in that moment. Simpiwe Mlondo looking to benefit. Yes, Selwyn. Emil Witbooi. This is a player who's brought down to the ground and again claps his hands. Mukar Murad doesn't seem too happy at all with young Emil Witbooi, a player who has just come back from his trials with Chelsea. He's been given the task to look after Emil Witbooi. He's apologizing, Murad, but I'm sure the referee is going to run out of that because it's not the first time, it's not the second time. A yellow card is pending, and in actual fact, well, we start with yellow and then we go to red, and Murad is training on thin ice. He's sliding on thin ice like a panther. Ultimately, the skill of Emil Witbooi is one that will determine whether he plays 90 minutes or not. Phumlani Mchunu. Ball out to the wide side. Another challenge. Good to stay on his feet is Mlondo. And that ball just ricocheting up the body of Mchunu, and a handball rightfully given. As we have a look at the hand, you know, being stretched out away from the body. Did enough to control that ball, and therefore handball given. Be interesting to see, you know, during the World Cup we got to see 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes being added on for time wasting. And, in this particular moment we're seeing a little bit of delays here and there, but that's due to the fact that there's not that much spaces to play that ball into for the Comoros. But almost an entire half in which the players from the island of the Comoros finding it very difficult to shift into a gear, to get into cruise control. South Africa also, on the other hand, a little bit frustrated and being restricted to the small triangles, quick passing, and then looking for that diagonal ball in search of Mlondo, and also Selwyn trying to give a little bit of width, talking about that ball going out to Mchunu. First touch, important. Is there support play? Yes, comes in the form of Kamukelo. Yes, Kamukelo on the ball, on the edge of the box. Lovely 1-2. Ultimately, just losing out, and it is Madi Moimala who gets that ball away for the Comoros. Madi. Ball intercepted by Sive. Just going past the halfway line, bundled off the ball. Good feet from Yazid. Joining into the attack is Musa. Cutting into the busy midfield, Yazid, and then eventually losing out. Trying to play a dummy to release Kamukelo. Intercepted in the midfield. It is Tebogo. Quick rotation, and maybe you need to look after the ball a lot more as Kalen. There's 3 changes that were made by coach. Antoise, Kalen, Saeed, Fasfedin is another, Madi Moimala. Those are the 3 players that came on for the Comoros. That ball overcooked, and it will definitely not trouble goalkeeper Lemengu Khalid. Oh, there was no place in the starting lineup for Farrell. as well as Barak, tying his laces, wanting to break the momentum. The goalkeeper just knows exactly when to do what to break play. Looking forward to the break, and if South Africa would want to manage this game also a lot better, the last 5 minutes, critical phase, time for either side or either player to focus. Maybe an opportunity to see if they can force another goal, that is the South Africans, and for the Comoros, they will be looking for an equalizer. Sive Palmer. First 45. Total dominance in possession. You could even look at it, 70% in favor of South Africa. Playing what they call half ground. You know, in the townships, when you play football and they say you're playing half ground, this is what it is. Finding it difficult to get out of their half as the Comoros, but good work being put through by Ahmed Al-Amin. Pumlani Mkhunu. Mkhunu brings in Simpiwe Mlondo. Mlondo plays it back with Mkhunu. Mkhunu goes again looking for Mzimela. Mzimela tries and looks for Emil, but it is Bukamoso. Bukamoso can take a strike. He does pack a beautiful shot. Bukamoso switching to the left again. Who's there? Answering is Emil Witboy. Tebogo Mahlangu. Now the ball, switching it around, looking for Sive, who always finds himself in acres of space. Well, Musa Yazid is a player on a yellow card. He got the yellow card in the 17th minute, and here he is again. Sive doing well to skin him and get into the position, just holding him back. These are the silly challenges that can get a team in trouble. You don't want to concede. We spoke about these moments where game management is important. Musa Yazid. Player goes down, and the assistant referee, whose eyes were firmly poised on the action. We spoke about things that are happening off the ball, that being one of them, making a meal of it as well. Looks like Murad, Saeed, Fasifidin, and the referee just calling for the medical staff to come in. South African players are getting into a huddle to say, let's keep cool heads, let's keep calm heads. Well, it started in this fashion pretty early in the match. And this man, Murad, is always in and around the area, being very, very troublesome. So the miracle spray in that moment to try and get a Saeed up and about. A few minutes plus referee's optional time in the first 45, which will allow the players to think about the change room. So Murad, and this time it is Simpiwe Mlondo who gets the yellow card. He was the player that has been and one's got to closely watch this battle of the two players. I'm sure Murad is a player that has got revenge on the mind, and he'll want to pay back, but they've got to deal with the set piece. They've got to deal with this free kick. Goalkeeper Mlemengu is Sean Bartlett in the stands. He's part of the TSGs. Sean Bartlett looking at making notes, and some of the players, they are responsible for picking your player of the match. And those that have contributed positively. Just 3 minutes to be added to the regulation time in the first 45. 2 players over the ball, but very much disinterested was Emil Witboy. Strike taken. That ball just continued to rise from the minute it left the foot of Kamogelo Maraletse. Goalkeeper plays it quick. Picks out Junior Laval. Madi Muela. Forced backwards as Madi. He'll want to keep possession. Who's available? Madi is showing some strength. Eventually it is the South Africans who will force it into play. Goalkeeper this time gets a longer shot, intercepted by Sive. Sive using his roving pace and roving run, looking for the return ball, but Murad is available. The captain decides he'll take responsibility. Here's Yazid. Challenge made. There was nothing wrong with that. Gets an applause from a crowd that have looked on, and he stayed down. Is Musa Yazid. Referee is not interested in that. Salwin switching play. Good diagonal ball, good first touch. Jeboho on the ball, on the edge of the box. How does he play it? Player goes down. Referee says nothing wrong with it. Good challenge. Ahmed Al Amin on the ball. South Africa win it back. And that is overcooked. He'll give up the chase. He'll give up the chase. The battle is on for tickets out to Cote d'Ivoire. 2 places. He's just looking for attention and holding his knee. That is Musa Yazid. As we have a look at this earlier on, that was the attempt by South Africa. Ball whipped into the box, and that ball continued to rise. And another look at that. A good first touch, let rip, and that was enough to just get the game back in action, as the Comoros right now will believe their job is done, limiting South Africa to 1 goal. Stretch it off is Musa Yazid. Well, those mentors will have to talk to the boys to play football and stop making it a bit of a scrappy game. This is a beautiful goal, a game that really is a global phenomenon, and one loves to see the skill that it comes with. But at this moment, it's really been a stop-start, pretty scrappy affair, and you're not getting to see the flair that is associated with these teams. As we have a look at Musa Yazid, who seems to be walking rather gingerly, making a meal of that, and eventually referee, that is Mshui Tamala, brings an end to the first 45 minutes. South African players that are asking themselves to keep calm heads in this match. There's been some very high-flared arguments, but ultimately the captain, Neo Butloko, has really tried to stabilize and bring calm. Goalkeeper, who made a mistake as early as the 6th minute, and awarding a very easy tapping for Salwin Stevens. And that's how the first half ends. It is South Africa that draws first blood. South Africa 1, Comoros 0. For the return pass. Keeps his foot on the ball. It's not easily dispossessed. Keeper comes out, makes a hash of it. South Africa get to the opening goal. It's Salwin Stevens. An easy put away for Salwin Stevens. A mistake made by the goalkeeper. And it is brothers in arms. They get together in a huddle, and then the celebrations begin. Scooter Baba, Scooter Baba. Allow the creativity. Have a look at the delightful ball. Keeper could not get hold of that. Something that looked very easy. And Khalid makes a hash of it, creating a bit of frustration. Here's the attack with much pace. Ball being separated there by the woodwork. Goalkeeper getting a hand in. Strike was taken, packed with venom. And that came in from a very determined Nawa Bushoko. That's the ball. Picked his spot, looked for space. Bushoko on the money. Keeper got a save. Ball in the air and headed back. It was pretty close, and the referee is allowing a water break, deserving of that. We have a look at the corner. It was nicely poised in the air, and the goalkeeper was beaten. Now the ball, switching it around, looking for Sive, who always finds himself in acres of space. Well, Musa Yazid is a player on a yellow card. He got the yellow card in the 7th. Sive doing well to skin him and get into the position. The regulation time in the first 45. 2 players over the ball, but very much disinterested was Emil Witboy. Strike taken. That ball just continued to rise from the minute it left the foot of Kamogelo Maraletse. Goalkeeper plays it quick, picks out Junior Laval. Madi Moyer on. That was the attempt by South Africa. Ball whipped into the box, and that ball continued to rise. And another look at that. A good first touch, let drip, and that was enough. Welcome back to the second half of this much intriguing match between South Africa and the Comoros. The half-time break is 1-0 as the referee is having a look at or having a word with the two captains and the side who have really found it a bit difficult to settle into some sort of rhythm. Siviwe Palmer is the player to have left the pitch, and his place is being taken by Sekgoto. And Sekgoto is coming to give South Africa more width and hoping to open up a very, very stubborn defense. We get started here in the second half with South Africa yet again to put the pressure on the Comoros, a team that has made it very difficult for a South African flair that we have become accustomed to. So bringing in Sekgoto, a player who plays for Mamelodi Sundowns, pretty much in the advanced position, and that is very clear of Coach Veli Khumalo to say we want them to break down this stubborn defense that is proving to park the bus throughout the match. But you can only do so much in terms of defending as that ball trickles all the way to Emil Witbooi. A good piece of skill on the edge of the box, and that was pretty easy for goalkeeper Khalid. Should have been the second goal for South Africa. Simpiwe, a very tame effort as we have a look at that moment. Connecting at first touch, keeper at the right place and at the right time, making that save. Hoping for a better second half this time. It's Junior Nawal, gets away from the defender Junior, who was just possession. That's a mistake made in the South African defense. Keeper did well to get back into position. One-handed save to deny Comoros an equalizer. Well, it is a second half that comes with very clear indication that they got to get out of their defensive mode and get into an attacking, and that was pretty encouraging to force the keeper, that is Khadebe, into a one-handed save. Let's have a look at this pace on the right-hand side. Ball a little too strong for Sekgoto. That is the attempt. When you're looking at Junior, Nawal does well to skin a very, very determined Mzimela, and ultimately a lack of communication between Phumlani Mchunu and the goalkeeper, and a shot, a snapshot. Khadebe was back in position. Again, Junior Nawal playing the 1-2, and that releases another opportunity, close as it is here in the second half. That ball just quite deceiving. South Africa's defense will have to be alert. Said, the player, that is on the ground, but eventually being helped up to his feet. I'm sure the coaches just had a word with the boys to say, give as much as you can take. But that is not what we want to see. We want a free-flowing game as South Africa concede a free kick. In a very advanced position. And it is that man, Mohamed Yanis. Mohamed Yanis to take the free kick. Yazid is in goal. Ahmed Amin has moved up, so has captain Nemoy Noah. He's moved in, but Mohamed Yanis is on the ball. Mohamed delivers a ball, a delightful one, but just plays in the hands of South Africa. Deflection to give a throw-in. Ahmed Al Amin is the player to take the throw-in for the Comoros. Okamusu here in the second half have to push the lads out. South Africa again staying true to building comfortably from the back, In the midfield, you're getting to see combinations, quick 1-2s, looking to tear apart the midfield that was very dominant in the first 45. Second half, they are very slow off the boxes, South Africa. They've had quite a bit of defending to do. Spiwe at ball to no man's land, and again the goalkeeper doesn't look too comfortable. Mpemetse. Yes, South Africa giving chase. Selwyn, keeper, gets there first. So South Africa sacrificing a defender, bringing on an attacking player, as Mnemoy also shows a bit of his skill, waltzing away, just a drop of the shoulder, ball onto the right hand side, looking for Nafal, and gives the thumbs up. Finds himself with quite a bit of space here in the second half as Nafal. Mzimel, Bokamus, played back again by Bokamut. As Selwyn Stevens, who's almost playing in that centre back. It's being allowed the license to rove, with the hope that he could get his opposite number, or the player given the responsibility to look after him, to open up holes in that stubborn defense. That has done well thus far, but 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, 5 goals still gives you the 3 points that is needed. It is the group stages in which 3 points is massive, and that will make a difference. A point to a draw will give you a point. And, just unfortunate as Mohamed Yanis there. On the ball is Kamokhelo, then releases a good ball. First touch by Neo, a little heavy. Over the top challenge. Madi, guilty yet again. Grimacing in praise is Neo. Well, it seems like the referee has melted a bit, or mellowed a bit. And the referee just talking to the players. Well, it is at this level where you've got to educate. He's not too happy, is Tebogo Mhlangen. He's not too happy, but he's been helped up by his captain. This is the moment. You look at that. He went in with studs, Mnemoy, and that would have been a yellow card. It should have been another card, and I think the referee at some point is going to be forced to the back pocket. You know what that means. The back pocket is the dangerous one, which is the red card. Yes, Selwyn. Selwyn playing the 1-2. This time Bokamotso brought in Pumlani Mkhono on this left-hand side of South Africa. He brings in a Mzimela. That's another long ball. First touch important. Oh, that was pretty close. First offside of the match here in the second half. And it is Neo who tried to peel away. It's definitely a request of moving into that final third with a lot more purpose. There's nothing wrong with that. He continued his run, but shows too much of the ball. He's Kamokhelo, and ultimately it is the Comoros who come away with it. Morad. He's, the referee is stopping play. Breaking play. A minute, South Africa get into a rhythm. Then a player goes down as we have a look at what really happened in this moment. Kamokhelo and Musa battled it out. It looks like a bit of an arm in the face of Musa. players receiving treatment. And, certainly showing signs of wear and tear in this match. He's been struggling in the first 45. Just getting a little bit of hydration, drinking some water. He'll be back into the park. 55 minutes on the clock. South Africa 1, Comoros 0. Mnemoy, keeper off his line, forced to send that ball forward. Intercepted by Simpiwe. He's up and about yet again. Simpiwe, Kamogelo on the ball, out to the right-hand side. Here is Umpemets also, who's come on, and eventually the ball goes out, and it's a South African ball. Throw-in taken. Kamogelo on the ball, going in between two players. Spaces are now opening up a lot more. Here's Murad, who wins it back. Murad, it's Mahdi on the ball. Mahdi was looking for Musa, who was not given the permission to get back into the park. And that is the unfortunate situation, because Murad thought his teammate was in a good position to lay the pass, and he hadn't been given permission by the referee to enter the fray. He was out receiving treatment, remember? And, here's Emil Witboy. Emil, as if ultimately a South African ball in the box, dispossessed. Noah to no man's land. Intercepted by Kaeletu. Kamogelo. Mkhulu down the line. Showing some skill is Emil Witboy. Witboy plays it to Tebogo Mlangeni. Mlangeni goes to Mkhulu. Just spins in there. Here's a chance for Comoros to put the pressure, but eventually Khadebe is called upon. Bakamut. Kamogelo. Spotting player coming from behind. Neo, good turn. Draws the foul. Murad is getting another piece of advice from the referee, and all he says is, take it easy, son. Tebogo, Mkhulu, Mzimela, Selwyn. Selwyn eliminated. Tebogo on the ball. Pumlani, but it is Emil Witboy. Simpiwe, no changes by South Africa. Good control. Offside flag to the rescue. South Africa, knock it about, get 2, 3, 4 passes, and then look for that long ball. As we have a look at Simpiwe delivering a delightful ball over the top, but spot on to our assistant referee. That is Dorcas of Botswana. Good to see some of the ladies really making inroads into the refereeing space. And one's got to give thanks to Felix, who's responsible for. So we have a look at Selwyn on the edge of the box, trying to play the quick 1-2. Ball is returned to Selwyn, who's in no hurry to release. He'll look for some creativity to shake off a Mnemoy, and ultimately it goes almost towards the halfway line. That's not to trouble Comoros. They would be very happy for South Africa to move all the way backwards, as Emil Witboy does well and sells a dummy. He could take a quick strike, but unfortunately there, it is Comoros who have really worked well on their defense. They've frustrated a South African outfit that is looking for a second goal, and an offside this time. Musa is showing some frustration. "60 minutes, 1 hour. Have a look at that ball. Slight offside, but a correct decision. Correct decision. Simpiwe. Simpiwe brings in Teboho. Teboho comes to the left-hand side, brings in Emil Witboy. Witboy, they'll take them into the box. Can release Mpono. Witboy's gone down to the ground, right in front of the referee. One would ask the question, what more does the referee want to see before he gives out the red card? You have a look at this. Comes from behind. That's a strong challenge at the knee. Madi Moimala should have walked. Should have walked. Referees having it, or in one of those moments where he doesn't want to do the talking with the cards. Sweetama Nengongo. Mr. Nengongo is, well, could it be the festive mood? He is not yet ready to give out any presents. And usually they wrapped in red. Well, tomorrow, the fixtures of Group A, it will be Malawi and Lesotho. That's out in the UJ campus in Soweto. Mozambique and Angola also will be doing duty here at this very stadium, UJ AW Muller. And if you want to join us on Monday, as with Monday Blues, we're talking about Namibia and Zimbabwe out in Soweto doing duty there, then followed by Zambia and Eswatini at this very stadium, AW Muller. And for Group C, that is Botswana and Comoros, will be shifted out to Soweto, and South Africa will play their game at this very same venue against Mauritius. And that will be the final games in the respective groups, with 100% record so far. Zambia, Angola, and South Africa. Showing some skill that the crowd really love, and this is what becomes very frustrating for the Comoros. Showing skill of his own is Mohamed Yanis. South Africa, as quick as they lose the ball, they get it back. There's another delightful ball. Could this be the second one? Beauty! Finally broken. Kamukhelo Maraletse. Kamukhelo joins the party. He gets a goal for South Africa in the 62nd minute. It's bound to be showing a bit of patience, coming in from deep. Beautiful rotation as the ball intercepted from the middle of the park. Kamukhelo does well, gets into the position. Selwyn takes it to the right-hand side. Look at this ball coming from deep. That is curtains. You ask more of the goalkeeper, he'll pick it out of the back of the net. Wonderful piece of play from South Africa. Maraletse gets into the referee's book for the goal scored. Could this be the floodgates opening? How does Comoros respond? It was Ompemetsi who was very patient, delayed the pass a bit, and picked his head up. All he could find was Kamukhelo. Well, let's see how the coach responds. He's bound to respond to these 2 goals. And, when you're looking at the height, the stature of the players, you've got to give Comoros the upper hand. got to give some Comoros the advantage. They've got the lanky players. South Africa have got the nippy players. Keep the ball on the ground yet again. Here's a chance for Tebogo. Another moment. This time, keeper was quick off his line, readying the danger, and he's not to be beaten for the third time. Calm heads as Pukamutsa does well. Here's Kamkhelo, the goal scorer. Finds Selwyn. He too will want to add on to his tally, that being the second goal in this tournament. Emil looking to get through those small passages of play, just to confirm the scoreline after 65 minutes. South Africa in the driving seat. They have 2 goals. Selwyn as well as Kamkhelo on the score sheet, looking to get more. Simpiwe, Mkhunu, Tebogo plays the 1-2 with Mkhunu. Mkhunu goes all the way back to Kayale to Mzimela. Mzimela is in no hurry. Two jersey number 7s looking to battle it out, and ultimately on Pimedzi Sekgoto, substitute.
And coming in is jersey number 19,
Abu Chaku.
Another substitution by Comoros, jersey number 7. Yazid Musa coming out.
Kalen Said, his day is done, his afternoon is done. And the introduction of Khalid Hassani, who plays for Mont Gallet, also out in France. Kalen Mbaraka Farrell plays for Burel FC out in France. So the 2 changes made by the coach to respond and see if they can salvage a point at least. Khunu stopped in his tracks. Right, Junior, no foul. Hakim, see what he can do. Can he change the complexion of this match? Hakim Hassani, jersey number 13, and Kalen Farrell Said. South Africa will go to the summit of Group C, having scored 6 goals and yet to concede in this tournament. That just pushes the goals in so far to 32 in this match, as it is match number 12. Comoros come away with it. Well, just on the top of the goal-scoring standings is Gabriel Piri of Zambia. He's got 3 goals, and Al Shahidi Sadomba of Zimbabwe. What a player, Sadomba. Ha. I mean, the Zimbabweans have come into this tournament all guns blazing. And Zambia also scoring 8 goals against Namibia. Zimbabwe a 5-1 thrashing to Eswatini. The 8-0 remains the highest number of goals that are scored in a match in this tournament so far. So South Africa also with their 4 goals. Can they make it? Can they increase their tally? Sekgoto does well. Sekgoto coming in from the blind side, played into the box. Had to be decisive is Ahmed El Amin. Throw-in, acceleration of pace. Junior Nawal. Yes, South Africa on the edge of the box, waltzing away. Is now Botlhoko. In the box still, keeping possession, trying to draw in Kamkhelo. It's not happening, but here is Emil Witbooi. Witbooi brings in Kamkhelo. Player goes down, drawing that foul, getting the free kick at Umpemets' heart. Struggling to deal with the nippiness of the South Africans, giving away a free kick on the edge of the box. This is how it happened. Quick turn, and just a tackle, just holding back the ankles of Mpemetse. .70 minutes on the clock. They've got defending to do. Goalkeeper organizing. The wall's got 4 players. Now South Africa can play it short if they want. They can go straight to the goalkeeper, who's really been tested a number of occasions. But it is Selwyn who's left to take a shot. He has with him, looks like Neo Buhloko. So would it be Selwyn or would it be Buhloko? Mr. Stevens. Selwyn Stevens. Selwyn leaves it for Buhloko. What a crossbar rattled. South Africa were already counting that around the field with the fans that have come. There were some oohs and ahs. That ball kicked out to allow South Africa to make the changes. And they are coming in thick and fast. Let's have a look at that. It was nicely placed, looking for that top corner. And ultimately, the goalkeeper assisted by the crossbar. So there's a lot of players that are being brought in. The referee allowing play to continue. So mistake being made. Here's a cross coming in. Deceiving of the defense and elusive of the attack. So 2-0. So Royce Malaji, Apelela Majola, Lebogang Dlamini, and Nkanyiso Makasha are getting ready to come in. So Emil, Selwyn, they're going to have Selwyn and Emil. Their day is done, bringing in fresh pair of legs. So it is a water break, and Selwyn Stevens, Emil Witbooi, Neo Buhloko, their numbers are up as the cooling break, a much needed cooling break. So when we talk of player management, this is it. Players,
for
Comoros also making a change. Out comes Ahmed Almin. His place is taken by Kif Rijali. Kif Rijali is the player to come in. And for South Africa, we're looking at Lebogang Dlamini.
Jersey number 12, Lebogang Dlamini in. Jersey number 10.
So Emil Witbooi comes out.
And coming in.
So Sive is
Jersey number 12, Lebogang Dlamini.
another player that's coming in.
Coming out for jersey number
So
8.
South Africa also making 4 changes.
Jersey number 20 coming out, Kayele Tumzimela.
Kayele Tumzimela is the player to come out. So Kayele who's had a decent day at the office, he's given way. And just saving Emil Witbooi, who's been almost the most foul player on the park. Selwyn Stevens cannot add to his goal tally. A goal scored in as early as the 6th minute. So Kayele Tumzimela is really solid in that defense. And now Butloko also giving way. Just one player in defense, and the rest of the players are just to slot in the midfield up front. Royce Malaji. So that player. So Royce Apelele Majola and Kanyiso Makashao in to Kanyiso gets his makes his debut in this tournament, and in the previous match Royce Malaji had about 20 minutes, so did Majola. The coach wants a little bit more with the 14 minutes given to Lebogang Dlamini. That is the lanky threat that Kalen Farrell Said possesses. So just winning that ball easily in the air. Hakim has come on as well. Kifranjali. Those are the players that have come in for the Comoros. So when your job is done, coach has seen quite a bit, wants you to just take a break and watch the game from the bench. You get to see some players who can really activate and poke more holes into a team that they've studied well for the past 70 minutes or so. Bounce of the ball comfortably into the hands of Kadebe. Quickly throws it out and finds Nkunu. Is a different combination in defense. Kanyiso. Coming away from it is Kamkhelo. Another decent ball. That is Simpiwe, who had to be quickly stopped in his tracks. Quick 1-2. Simpiwe wins it back. There's a decent ball, but gives it away. But a lovely run whilst being detected. Ultimately, Nkulu stops Comoros from coming out of their defense. Pressure up, the coaches pushing the players to stay up, defend, and high line pressing from the middle, maybe a mid-block that is proving to be very difficult for the Comoros. It's Nkunu who intercepts that ball. Kamukher plays it back to Bukamotso. Kamkhelo, who's all over the park, given the license to rove. Here is the Comoros, but easily dispossessed and pushed out of play. Well, the second half also now starting to break the rhythm, but I think from a South African perspective, job is done. Comoros will have to dig deep to get back into this match. Just making their second appearance is the Comoros. Were eliminated in 2019 in the group stages. South Africa, together with Malawi, are the teams with the most appearances in this tournament. This is their 11th tournament. Runners-up in 2022, South Africa. And for Malawi, finishing in 3rd place in the same year. Angola, Botswana, Eswatini also with Lesotho, hovering around 7 and 8 in terms of appearances. Well, good to see some youngsters make their way into the Premiership. And another challenge player on the ground is Farrell, is getting the yellow card, is Farrell. So a yellow card for Farrell, and that's the reason. That had to be a card. So in terms of fair play, you can already say the Comoros is eliminated. They are the team that have collected the most number of cards thus far in the match. So a quick challenge on Apelele. Stop the play of South Africa. So Majola, who's come in place of Neo. Some very strong defending from Pumlani. Enterprising play from Kamogelo. As he's on the receiving end, Kamogelo playing the quick 1-2. Ball in the middle of the park to young Debogo. Debogo finding the space. And that is to release Umpemetsi over the top. And that was a little too much to ask of Umpemetsi, but showing good determination, didn't give up, gave run right up until the goalkeeper picked it up. You will never know your luck. So chase it right up until the end. (2-0) the scoreline with 10 minutes to go to the 90, plus referee's optional time. Have South Africa done the business? I'm sure the crowd that have come in here and their numbers would say, we want more. They will be standing on the touchline and saying, we want more. They need the goals. Yes, it is about points at this moment in time in the group stages. And South Africa will be on the summit of Group C. Their last game is against Mauritius on Monday at this very same venue, 3 p.m. So if you want to come and join us, here's a chance for the third goal. Keeper is called upon and makes a save. Available with acres of space is Apelele Majola on the left-hand side. Had he spotted him, we could have maybe increased the tally. Here's the moment. Simpiwe on the ball. Majola with space. And he goes route one. Keeper denies South Africa yet another moment. Showing good body strength. Battle for the ball. Possession. Who's available? Umpemetsi. Another player that is down on the ground, and this time keeper Junior Naval is so this is the opportunity to display your talent, and so easily done as Farrell is easily dispossessed. Captain just put in a great innings. So in the middle of the park where South Africa have really dominated play, showing their skill. This has really been the order of the day. Comoros allowing South Africa to knock it about and show you some good skills and good reading of the game, showing the quick 1-2, and here's the pace we speak of, the explosiveness in the middle of the park, and this time just taking his eye off the ball is Lebogang Dlamini. One of the 4 changes made by Coach Veli. Mkhunu continues his run. Mkhunu wins the ball back, and his boot and all loses out to a very determined Mnemoy. Pressure still to be dealt with by Comoros. Kamogelo. keeps possession to allow Mkhunu the opportunity to get back into possession. That dissecting ball, is it kept in play? And the answer is no. Grimacing in play, grimacing in pain is the captain, Bukamotso Mkokosi. So here's the changes from the Comoros, and it is Salim Hakim who comes on. Salim Hakim and Nawal Saeed comes out. So Nawal's day is done. His place is taken by Hakim.
By Comoros, coming out with jersey number 20, Kenyan Antonisi. Jersey number 8.
And his place is being taken by Yazid Solihi. So Solihi comes in, and so does Hakim. 2 changes, so 4 changes in total. Jersey tugging right inside the box, and the referee doesn't see that, as he hasn't given a number of chances. Here's Kamukelo, dissecting ball, beauty, 3-0, had to be, couldn't be denied. Umpemeti Sekhoto kept his eye firmly poised. High fives all round. South Africa put the final nail in the coffin. Comoros is buried, dead and buried in this match. We have a look at the interplay. Kamukelo getting that ball over the top. Keeper came out to narrow the angle, and Umpemeti says, I had already made my decision. I picked a spot, and it gives South Africa a comfortable lead. We confirm the goal scorer for you, Umpemeti Sekhoto. Hasn't he been a revelation? Is Kamukelo Maraletse. Created, is assisted, got a goal. So he could easily be putting his hand for player of the match. Comoros. Could South Africa equal their same goal-scoring feat against Botswana, in which they won by 4-0? Today, it's 3-0. They have an opportunity to get a 4th goal. Keeper Khadebe. Mkhunu, he's done well. Is Mkhunu on the left-hand side, left-back position. So for Lebogang Dlamini, or Lebza, he's just come in and stuck into the middle of the park. And, again, Mr. Dlamini is not looking at who he's flicking the ball as Kamukelo. South Africa win it back, and, navigating these small spaces, very much synonymous to the midfielders like Renelo Letsolanyana. You could recall the combination at Kaizer Chiefs with Simpiwe Shabalala. They made it look so easy. You also got Tondo Ngomeni, who himself also used to love these quick puff-in passes. So you don't have no doubt in being victorious and doing it at your own pace, using the same strategy. They haven't, I mean, when you look at the goals that they've scored, it has been majority of the balls making the entries into the box and the short passes. No goals from range. So Ganyiso is coming settled in that defense. So South Africa, again, patient. Mkhunu on the ball. Mkhunu can be forced backwards. Finds Ganyiso on the ball. Mkhunu playing the 1-2 with Ganyiso, and is stopped in his tracks by Farrell. with all the trickery, with all the negative play, with all the disruptiveness, Comoros were taken to the sword, taken by the sword, as South Africa kept the ball most parts, recovered it very quickly, and it will be interesting in their final match against Mauritius to expect a different ball game, but they are the team to beat in this tournament, joining the favorites as Zambia, who've done well going in with 2 feet. Referee still not spotting that. Murad is dispossessed. Another jersey tagging there, and it is Dlamini who wins it for South Africa. Here's Umpemedzi, Majola, whilst he's falling here. Sipiwe, keeper, with his feet, had to make sure. Doesn't matter how, but here's South Africa on the edge of the box. Dlamini, another save, another follow-up. This time, Simpiwe goes wide. Got a bit of a cramp in that moment. As he took aim, Simpiwe Mlondo got a cramp. It will be great to have a look at that again, but still managed to flash a shot. Look at this ball. Very quick changes. Dlamini playing the 1-2 onside of Simpiwe. Took the strike, but keep an eye for Pelele Majola on the right-hand side. Wins it back as Dlamini playing the quick ball and took the strike. Keeper is not to be broken in these closing stages, and does well to protect his goal mouth yet again. Being stretched off as Simpiwe. Got a cramp there on the hamstring. That is why it's important for the players to hydrate. They have an opportunity to bring another change. They've made 4 changes. That is Dlamini, Kanyiso, Majola, Umpemedzi. Got 1 more. 5 changes to be made. And, well, if there's concussion, then they are allowed another change. It's only when there's a player that is concussed that you're given an opportunity to have more than 5. Ball out of play, and that is a goal kick. 90 minutes, and we have played 2 minutes of the additional 4 minutes given by referee Ngongo. Displaying the father figure mentality on the park. Number of yellow cards which could have been red. Kanyiso, Nkunu can send a long ball, he'll keep it. Then releases Pelele Majola. He's got skill, Majola. Strong challenge, doesn't go very far. Majola can be stopped in his tracks. Available is Nkunu. Delivers that ball easily into the hands of Khalid. Nobody challenging the goalkeeper. So 7 goals in total for South Africa that have been scored, and good control. I mean, all he just did was to silence that ball as Kanyiso. Here's Kanyiso on the ball. Dlamini. Future is bright of South Africa with such youngsters. Great composure. And Tebogo is one of 3 players on the park that has played almost a full 90 minutes. This is another yellow card. Eventually, Murad gets a talking to. Climbing all over the player. He tried to do everything he wanted. If he even wanted to release the punch, he could have. That's how frustrated Murad was in that moment. Well, this is certainly unwanted play from the Comoros. Show me your number, and player obliges, close down very quickly. And a back heel, the referee has seen enough. So have we. That brings an end to the 90 minutes. And one can only but say congratulations to the South African outfit. And goalkeeper goes down to his knees. Luandiso Khadebe kept another clean sheet. Well, the game is done and dusted. Fighting amongst his own players, young, who have so much to learn. Murad, who plays his football in Nice. You need to see more discipline being implemented. Well, that's what we confirm from the AW Muller Stadium. South Africa 3 and the Comoros 0. Well, it is a player, Kamugelo Maraletse, who seems to be the player of the match. And he will receive his award, is Kamugelo. Hoping for a better second half this time. It's Junior Nawal. Gets away from the defender, Junior. Is just possession. That's a mistake made in the South African defense. Keeper did well to get back into position. One-handed save to deny Comoros an equalizer. When you're looking at Junior, Nawal does well to skin a very determined Mzimela, and ultimately a lack of communication between Pumlani Mkhunu and the goalkeeper. South Africa, as quick as they lose the ball, they get it back. There's another delightful ball. Could this be the second one? Beauty! Finally broken. Kamugelo Maraletse. Kamugelo joins the party. He gets a goal for South Africa in the 62nd minute. It's bound to be showing a bit of patience coming in from deep. Kamugelo does well, gets into the position. Selwyn takes it to the right-hand side. Look at this ball coming from deep. That does Comoros respond. It was Umpemetsi who was very patient. Here is Emil Witboy. Witboy brings in Kamugelo. Player goes down, drawing that foul, getting the free kick. That's Umpemetsi's fault. Struggling to deal with the nippiness. This is how it happened. Quick turn and just a tackle, just holding back the ankle even. Selwyn leaves it for Butlaka. Woodard, crossbar rattled. South Africa were already counting that. Let's have a look at that. It was nicely placed, looking for that top corner. Chances. Here's Kamugelo, dissecting ball. Beauty! 3-0. Had to be. Couldn't be denied. Umpemetsi Sekhoto kept his eye firmly poised. High fives all round. South Africa put the final nail in the coffin. We have a look at the interplay. Kamugelo getting that ball over the top. Keeper came out to narrow the angle. And Umpemetsi says, I had already made my decision.
Huh?